Guys, so you want to be a landlord. You want to get some apartments. You want to have a building, maybe a fourplex like me. You want your renters to pay off your mortgage. You want to have some cash flow. Sounds great, right? Sounds like a great idea. All right. It might work out. But guys, let me tell you, this is a long-term investment. It's not a short-term investment at all. Okay? Now, all of my investments are long-term investments because I don't know about any short-term investments. I don't know about any short-term investments that are going to work out. I don't know. So I can't help you with that. But I can tell you about being a landlord of a fourplex. Now guys, I manage this myself. If I can fix things myself, I do it. Because I don't want to pay someone 4 times what it would cost for me myself to do it. So I do it myself. I'm the maintenance man. I'm the gardener. I'm the manager. I'm everything for my fourplex. Certain jobs I have to hire out. Okay, certain things I don't know. I'm not good at that. Like air conditioning, like the air conditioning service, air conditioning repair. I hire someone to do that. But guys, if you own a fourplex, I'd say you got a fourplex plus your other house. So I got my house and I got a fourplex, right? Let me talk to you about how many things can go wrong, right? In your house, you have one washing machine, right? You've got one. How often does that break down? Almost never, right? Once every few years, once every some years, your washing machine will break down. It's not a problem, right? Let's say it breaks down once every 5 years. Well, now if you got a fourplex, now you have 5 washing machines. You have 5 washing machines. So if your washing machine breaks down once every 5 years, and you've got 5 washing machines now, well, that's an average of the washing machine breaking down every year, right? One of your washing machines statistically will break down every year. Now let's talk about the dryer, the clothes dryer. How long does that last? 5 years, 10. Let's say it lasts 10 years without breaking down. But now you got 5 of them because you have yours and you have the 4 in the fourplex. Well, that's an average of your dryer breaking down, a dryer breaking down every 2 years. Multiply that by your water heaters, your refrigerators, your air conditioning system. And I tell you what, the air conditioning system, that's the most expensive. And that's the one that if you live in an area where it gets hot, that's the one that's going to make your renters more uncomfortable faster than anything. If it's hot out and their air conditioning breaks down, then they are crying and demanding for cool air. That makes them very uncomfortable very quickly. So I try to prevent that. I try to get a service and a check of my air conditioning systems every year. But that's no guarantee. They can come over and say everything's fine. Technician says everything's fine. We did a service, and it can break down a month later. I've had that happen. And I use a professional air conditioning service company that has a good reputation. Even so, guys. So, you know, basically, the chance of something breaking down every year is 100% once you get a fourplex. Basically, every year something's going to break down. Now, you can pay someone to go in and fix it. First, you're going to have to pay them to go over and diagnose it. And if they can fix it. And if they can fix it in a cost-effective way. You know, a lot of those electronic boards in your stove, in your washing machine, once the electronics go out, that little board, that little circuit board, you know, that can cost you more than $200 just to buy it. And then to have it installed, what's that going to cost? It gets to the point where you might as well just buy a new stove or buy a new washing machine, right? My advice is that stoves, washing machines, refrigerators, all that stuff, buy the simplest one possible. Buy the one with the knobs. Try to get one without all the electronics, because once the electronics go out, unless you're good at that, unless you're good at replacing that, you can order the new board, and you better make sure that you get the right one, and then you can install it. You better make sure you do it right, because you waste all that money. Otherwise, you waste all that time and money. You know, for me, for my fourplex, for the kind of renters I have, the simpler, the better. There was a time I installed stoves with the glass top, with the electronics. I thought that would be nice, right? Try to give them something nice. Didn't work out, guys. Didn't work out. One stove, the electronics went out. And I found out it was going to cost so much to replace it, I might as well just get a new stove. Another stove I had, the glass top. You know, look, I've had a glass top stove in my house for many years. You know, I've had a few of them, right? Neither I nor anyone in my family has ever broken the glass top. Ever. Well, guess what? Guess what, guys? I got myself a renter. A nice, respectful guy. He's always like, oh, yes, sir, and all this kind of stuff. Seemed pretty normal. Seemed like a pretty normal, respectful guy, and his family, they seemed all right. But they found a way to break that glass top. They found a way to break it. And it was a hairline crack. So I didn't notice. When they moved out, I didn't notice it, because it was a hairline crack. I don't know what they did. Did they stand on top of it? Did they hit it with a cast metal skillet? I don't know, man. But I tell you what, your renters will find a way to break stuff. They will. Or they'll tell you something doesn't work when actually it works. I just dealt with a washing machine for one of my renters. He said it was making a horrible grinding noise. All right. So I went over there, got the I'm trying to take him seriously. I'm trying to believe him. So I got over there pretty quick. I didn't want to run it through a cycle at his place, at the apartment. So I took it, I loaded it up, brought it to my place, unloaded it, put it in the garage, disconnected my washer, connected his, well, first I opened it up, look inside, I don't see anything wrong. There's some shocks in there, all of them are working fine. So I connected it, I ran 2 loads through it, I don't hear any grinding noise at all. And it worked just fine. Especially not a horrible, he described it as a horrible grinding noise. I didn't hear it, guys. I didn't hear it. I ended up giving him my washer, and I kept his washer. And I've since run a couple more loads through it. There's nothing wrong with it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Your renters can basically say anything, and you have to go investigate. I should have told him to video the sound, but I didn't think about that. I took him at his word. You know, I believed him. I don't know what he heard. Maybe, I don't know if he's making it up or not. I don't know. If he is making it up, I don't think he's doing it to spite me. I think he and his wife imagine things. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think these two renters imagine things. Anyway, yeah, I mean, they're going to do stuff. They're going to break stuff. Things are going to fall apart. They are not going to take care of your stuff the way you would. Why should they? They can't. They won't. You know, they're going to have kids in there that may or may not misbehave. There's a lot of things, guys. There's a lot of things. I tell you what, being a landlord is a great learning experience. You learn about property. You learn about taxes. You learn about the HOA, if there is one. You learn about multifamily units, multifamily properties. You learn about people. You learn about human nature. You learn about people who are responsible and who are not responsible. When I lived in that fourplex, I had a couple living right next to me, and the walls are kind of thin, so I could hear them through the walls sometimes. And the wife or the girlfriend, I don't know if they were married, I think it was a girlfriend, but they were a couple. She would always be screaming at that guy. She'd be chewing him out, screaming at him. I could hear her through the walls. And it was always her. I never heard him screaming. I never heard him screaming. But she would just scream at him. Now, those two renters I inherited when I first bought the place, so I didn't put them in myself. But you never know. When you put people in, you never know what they're going to be like. And sometimes they would have me go over there and do maintenance. And I would notice when I go in, the top of her stove was all just covered with oil. Just all this old oil. Like she never ever cleaned the stove. Well, neither one of them. Neither he nor her ever cleaned the stove. But man, finally they broke up. I think she broke it off with him, as a matter of fact. And they called the cops on each other. Yeah, they did. And the guy called me up. He called me up one day, and he said, after they broke up, he said, "Hey, my girlfriend, she's not on the lease, is she?" And I told him no, she's not on the lease. And he said, "Well, can you make sure that she doesn't come in? Can you make sure she doesn't come in anymore?" So they're trying to put me in the middle of their argument. Your renters will do that too. They will try to put you in the middle of whatever argument. If they have an argument with each other, if they have an argument with their neighbor, if they have an argument with someone else in the neighborhood, guess what? You're going to get put in the middle. Or they're going to try to put you in the middle. I told the guy, look, she's been living there. She has all her stuff there. I can't get involved. I can't, stop her from coming in. That's what I told him. And he was like, "Oh, okay. Guys, try not to get in the middle of this. If they're young couples, a lot of young couples, they fight with each other. I've learned that too. You rent to young couples, even older couples, they get in a fight. And then they have to break the lease. They have to move out. They have to, they're gonna tell you. They're almost always gonna tell you what's going on. I've had that happen several times. They're gonna come and tell the landlord. And I try not to take sides. I can't get involved in this. You can't get involved in that, guys. And if they gotta go, look, if they're fighting, and they don't want to live there anymore, and they got to go. Look, I just let them break their lease. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Pursue them through the court? It ain't worth it, guys. It ain't worth it. Try to force them to complete their contract? Yeah, go to court, do all that, and then try to get it enforced. Guys, it's just easier to let them move out on good terms with you. Let them move out, clean, paint, fix, then get someone else. That's the easiest thing to do. That's going to be the cheapest thing to do. Just let them move out, because, their emotions are involved. Their emotions are involved with this situation, and, they've always had their reasons, whatever. But yeah, guys, you learn a lot being a landlord. I've got co-workers, I've got friends, I've got acquaintances. They find out I've got a fourplex, and they say, oh yeah, I want to do that too. I've been thinking of doing that. I tell them, you guys better think 10 times. You better think 10 times before you really you pull the trigger on that. Because it ain't as easy as you think. It ain't nearly as easy as you think. No, it ain't. All right, guys.